very superstitious, believed in the efficacy of the icon. And so she was looking to see what was in this ark. It turned out to be a little boy. She fell in love with a little child. A lot of Jewish, a lot of Israelite Hebrew women who had lost their babies and were ready to nurse. It was easy to find a nursing woman for the young Moses. And so the sister of the baby runs to Pharaoh's daughter after she says, "Oh, how lovely, how beautiful child." She has compassion over the child. How can we throw such a baby into the river? Forget the fact that thousands of other babies were thrown into the river that day. She falls in love with this child. And the sister says, "I'll find you a nursemaid if you wish." And she says, "Fine." And the rest is history. Moses grows up in the royal palace, rises up the ranks, and sees the injustice, and does something about it. He sees a taskmaster whipping a man for no good reason, just to show that he's boss. Moses, the fair man, as much as he may have been imbued with Egyptian culture, the mastery of the Egyptian race, couldn't stand the inhumanity. It put the man out of his misery. One blow. Of course, this gets him in trouble. He has to run away. And as hard as he tries to keep out of trouble, trouble keeps following him. He sees an injustice. He sees several shepherds fighting with 7 girls. These were the daughters of Jethro. And they're trying to water their sheep. And these shepherds chasing them away. Maybe wanted to have a good time. Maybe wanted to have a good fight. Like at the fight we saw just a week ago. At any rate, Moses can't stand the injustice. These girls were there first. All they want is to water their flock. Just leave them alone. And these guys persist in trying to attack them, chasing them away. And Moses intervenes, chases away the shepherds. And as a result of that, marries one of the girls. There's a whole history about it. We'll talk about that. Now I want to focus on Moses later. Moses later becomes a shepherd in Midian, the flocks of Jethro. And he comes into God's holy mountain, Mount Sinai. And Mount Sinai may be somewhere not in the Sinai Peninsula, but in northern Saudi Arabia, southern Jordan. That's the theory today. Might just be right. Anyway, Moses is visited by the image of God, the revelation of God, and God speaks to Moses for 7 days and tells Moses, "I want you to go to Egypt to take the people of Israel out. I want you to go there to speak to Pharaoh. And Pharaoh won't listen to you. But ultimately, the plagues that I will send through you will force him to let the people go." And Moses, in his humility, tells God, "No, I'm the wrong guy. Send someone else." I don't know about you, but I find this very difficult to imagine. The creator of the universe, my creator, your creator, is talking to this creature and asking this creature, great creature, Moses, most wonderful man ever to live until the Mashiach, the Messiah that will come. He will be the greatest man to have ever lived. In fact, according to the rabbis, the Messiah will be a reincarnation of the soul of Moses, in a different body, from a different tribe, but the same soul. And Moses, the most perfect person ever to live, tells God, "Please send someone else. I'm not a man of words. I've got a speech impediment. And God gets angry at him and says, who's given man the ability to speak, if not I, and so on and so forth. This is something very strange. How is it possible for a human being to refuse God for 7 days? What could have been Moses' thought? How can you deny the will of God? What do you think, my friends, my atheist, my religious friends, my anti-Cirque friends? What do you think? I'll tell you what I think. God tells Moses, you've got to go and talk to Pharaoh and try to convince him. And if that don't work, I'm going to send a plague. And you go try to talk to him again. And you're going to have to talk to him and talk to him until your convincing works. The convincing will finally work after 10 plagues. Finally, he's going to let the people out. And Moses, the great man, says, God, I'm the wrong guy. Lo ish dvarim anochi. I'm not a man of words. I'm a man of action. I see things that are wrong and I want to change them. I see the taskmaster beating up on a slave, a helpless slave, and I got to put him out of his misery. I got to do it. I saw those shepherds. I had to do something about it. All my life, I fought for justice, fought for fairness, for truth. I have to do something about it. You're telling me that I'm going to have to talk and talk and talk. I'm not a man of words. I'm a man of action. I change things. I'm a revolutionary. And God says, that's why I want you, because you're a man of action. But change will not come instantaneously. In this world, the changes that happen take time. Hitler doesn't get killed right away. It takes a tremendous effort on the part of the civilized world to rid the world of this evil called Nazism. And it can't uproot it completely because of its ideology. But of the dangers, it takes years, and men, and arms. But it is the course of history that will destroy evil. And the leaders who want to change things are men of action, and they want to see change. And the problem is the men who want to see change are impatient. They want to see change right away. God says that's not the way of God. The way of God is not through beating people over the head, through revolution. It's through changing people's ideas one day, one point at a time. A lot of us wonder why there's so much suffering, why there are always these tyrants. And the answer is, that's the development of mankind. We are essentially selfish, and the leadership and the tyrants are expressions of our own selfishness, our own frustrations. Boxing, tyranny, gladiators, all are expressions of our desire to dominate when we should have a desire to get along and to cooperate and to discover the wonders that exist within this world. But it's one step at a time. It's one day at a time, one conversation at a time. We may be men of action, but God wants us to also be men of words. Men of words are forced to do actions, and men of actions are forced to engage in words until the world is ready for the Mashiach. May he come today.